You've got questions
that need to be answered.
So that's why we're here.
To help you
answer them.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Q&A.
Motocross Vault. Bam!
All right, so we're doing a little Ask Me Anything here. Han had the idea to put the question out there to Facebook and Instagram, and let's see what kind of question you guys came up with. All right, go ahead, Hannah. What do you got?
The first one is, would you make a video on the history of the KX 500s and the RM 500s?
The answer to that question is yes, I will. I'm actually working on a video right now on the history of the CR250. I've already spent 7 or 8 hours on this thing, and I'm probably 15 minutes actually of real video done. So it takes me many days, hours, weeks to do this stuff. So I have to compile all the information, get so I can tell you what changed from year to years. But anyway, yes, I will be doing one. It's just very time consuming, takes me a long time, and I will definitely be doing the KX500. The RM500, there really aren't many of them. I guess you could start with the RM370 and 76 and go up to, here at least in the US, they went through 84. I think other countries actually got the 85 with the disc. So anyway, answer your question is yes, I will be doing a video on the RM500 and the KX500.
Do we say the usernames or no?
Yeah, go ahead. You put the usernames.
Okay, that was...
All right, go, Bailey. Bailey, move in the camera. All right, so they can see what...
Okay, well, I'm just going to... The username was from _dirtbikekenny.
All right, Dirtbike Kenny, what do you want to know?
That was the one that...
Oh, sorry, that was the last one. Okay, Dirtbike Kenny, you got your answer. Go ahead.
So you just say the username first and then ask the question.
It's a work in progress, people.
858. What was your favorite race you have ever seen?
Ooh.
The Bushmore race.
My favorite race I've seen in person would definitely be the 2007 Motocross Des Nations at Budds Creek. I went to that. That's the only Budds Creek Motocross Des Nations. I'm sorry, the only Motocross Des Nations I've ever been to was the one here at Budds. I live in Virginia, very close to Budds. Amazing race. Ryan Villapoto was absolutely on it. I was never a huge Ryan Villapoto fan, but that day I was a huge Villapoto fan, and USA kicked butt. It was an amazing event. As far as races that I've seen but I wasn't at, not to use a preposition at the end of a sentence, but I would say 1990 Atlanta was by far my favorite. That's an amazing race. In my opinion, the greatest race of all time. So many different hello, Butters. So many different riders had a shot at the win. It's an amazing race, and if you haven't seen it, you definitely need to check that one out.
She wanted to just...
All right, what's next?
Okay, I'm sorry. The next one is from X Simon Kelly X. What are your thoughts about the liquid-cooled KDX 200s? What did they do wrong, and what did they do right?
Ooh, interesting. Okay,
Yeah, what they did right.
I'm a big fan of the liquid-cooled KDX 200s. I actually had a 2001. Now it's not as potent a machine as like a KTM 200 or some of the more serious machines, but it was awesome for what it was considered, designed for. I love those bikes. A good buddy of mine had I guess he had about a 90 or 91 when they very first went to liquid cooling. They're not fast motorcycles, but if you're looking for a fun, reliable, do-it-all machine, they're great bikes. I highly recommend them. I think that what Kawasaki did wrong was stopping making them. I think the problem was that we had a lot of fear that the EPA was going to make the two-strokes go away in the early 2000s. And the manufacturers were really concerned about this, but at least so far it hasn't happened. So I think Kawasaki should bring the darn thing back out. They're phenomenal machines, and you can't go wrong. If you want to pick one up used, they're a great bike for sure.
All right, next one. This one's from Harvey Wright _. Name a modern MX bike that will be a classic in 25 years.
Oh wow, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I can't think off the top of my head any motocross bike now that's going to be the classic in the way. Maybe if we were to make another radical change like they did going from 2-strokes to 4, I think a lot of the fact that all these classics, people think of them because 2-strokes went away essentially for the most part. So people think more fondly of them. Maybe the newer CRs, a new CRF. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any modern machine that is really groundbreaking in the way some of these classics were, but maybe that's recency bias on my part. I'm not sure. I have to think a little bit more on that one.
Sorry for really distracting.
This is my life, people. What do you want?
Are you calling me distracting?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. What's the next question?
Your tongue is so blue. Because Jolly Ranchers are beautiful. And blue. Martina Shot Sauce asks, do you like cooking? Or asks.
Do I like cooking?
do.
I love cooking, as a matter of fact. That's how I got to be such a man of larger carriage.
I love cooking.
Bailey's my cooking partner. We cook together all the time. We love cooking.
Booba likes eating the food, but she
Butters likes eating. Hannah likes baking cakes and such, but the cooking part, maybe not as much.
Okay.
I like telling people what to cook.
There you go. That's true.
I like ordering people around. It's
You like
fun.
telling people what to do about everything.
I think we need Dad's help.
Yeah, make sure you speak up so people can hear you in the mic.
Sorry, we don't
Let's
know
see.
how to pronounce it.
Big old boat. Yeah, big old boat.
Boat.
Big old boat.
That's a fun username.
Yeah.
Hey Tony, have you ever considered racing vintage?
Vintage? Vintage motocross. I did. My problem now is I need to have my hip replaced. I have one hip is really bad. Like I can't even tie my shoe on my right side. I have to tie the sneaker and then slip it on. Years of wear and tear just jacked it up, and I really need to get it replaced. My left one is not as bad, but it's only a matter of time before I need to get them both done. So when I ride now, I can ride for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I can't walk for 3 days. So it's really unpleasant. But if I get it done, yes, I'd like to get back into riding a little more. And I actually had a couple of 83. I've had two 83 CR480s. I love vintage bikes. They're a lot of fun. That was a great machine. I intended to race that thing, but all I ever did was play race it. I took it to the track a bunch of times and messed around on it, but I never raced it. But I would love to do that. A good buddy of mine, Jamie Connard, he's got a 88 KX500 right now. He has a WR500, a 89 CR500. I love getting on those old bikes and riding them, and I would love to race them at some point. If I get to the point where I can physically do it again, yes. Go ahead. What's the next question?
I don't know.
You can't read the person's name or what?
No, we can't read.
Oh boy. Cusano J? I don't know. Sorry if I got butchered your
Okay, I'm
username
sorry
there.
if we butcher anybody's names. We're not good at this. What's the bike you most regret selling?
Oh wow, that's I have so many.
I feel like
If
you
you,
regret all of them.
yeah, you're right. If you follow me, you know I've had like almost 50 motorcycles, so I've really, really regretted a lot of them. Wow, probably my 1990 CR500, just because it was all original, had never been restored. It was just a cream puff. Never had the top end off of it, and it was just a collectible machine. Every time I rode it, it scared the living crap out of me. So it wasn't to ride, but I loved looking at it in the garage. I wish the hell I'd kept that. That was it would have been a good investment too. So
The kids
getting rid
would
of it was
totally
dumb.
ruined it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
could not trust the kids about it.
anything more? Is that it?
They would sit on it and go. Okay, sorry.
This is the next question.
Okay.
Is from
She's
Tony
heavy.
Blazer.
From me?
No, it's
Oh, wait a
me.
minute.
It's from her.
From Hannah? Okay, Hannah
Yeah,
sent a question.
We were testing how to find the things, and
No, I
this
just
is one
really
of the
wanted
questions. So, who is your favorite child?
Oh, that's easy. Miss Butters.
How dare you!
Go ahead.
Rick Palmer asked, "What's the latest on continuing the SX?"
The Supercross series? All right, well, this is obviously a fluid situation, can change any time. The last I heard, we are going to get back to racing on the 31st, I believe, at the end of this month. And their plan going forward is to race on Sundays and then Wednesdays and try to cram all these races in to the end of the year. I'll be honest, I had huge doubts on whether or not this was going to happen at all. My personal feeling was I didn't see any racing happening the rest of the year. But to the Feld's credit, they put this together with no fans. It was surprising to me because you got to figure a lot of their model for making money is having fans in the stands. I don't think they get a lot of money from television. Supercross, I love watching it on TV, but I don't think there's millions and millions of people watching it. So I was surprised they're willing to put all the expense out to do that.
20,000 people are going to see you.
Oh dear. But anyway, long story short, they're supposed to try and get the last few rounds in. I think over a 3-week period, we're just going to have everybody stay there and then try and crank them off. I hope it goes off with that hitch. I'm really looking forward to seeing Supercross again, getting my fix going. Outdoors, I have my real doubts about that because outdoors, for sure, they're looking at crowds to be able to pay to race. So without the crowds, they're not going to do it, I don't think. So if they can't have crowds out there, we probably won't get any nationals in, but I don't know. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll see some more motocross and supercross racing this year. So
I like watching.
you like watching Bailey watch. She's a big Ken Roxon fan, 94.
Yeah. I have a poster.
Okay. Anyway, all right. So if you like this, Well, I'll do it again. Put in some other questions in the comments section below, and I'll have the girls read them to me, and we'll see if we get some questions answered. And thanks. And until we meet again, this is Tony Blazier, Bailey, Hannah on the floor, and Butters for the Motocross Vault. Keep the rubber side down. No, Butters. Peace. This is Tony Blazier for the Motocross Vault presented by Blinzall. If you're in the market for some high-quality racing oil for your 2-stroke or 4, make sure you go to blinzall.com and use our discount code VAULT20 to save 20% at checkout. Thank you for all the support.